Folks, we talked about this with Flashbang's regime. First of all, it wasn't enough that he literally destroyed people's lives in Afghanistan. And then to take it a step further, he has been, over the last year, bringing in 85,000 Afghanis without going through the proper channels in the name of expediency and with the sort of desire to bring people in without any kind of vetting rules like many other people from many other countries. Now, what's terrible about this is Afghanistan has a high population of people with terrorist intent, especially towards the United States, and nothing has really been done about it. Now, we have an article that came out that actually details for us a series of allegations that were surfaced by a letter from Senator Josh Hawley and Ron Johnson to the Department of Defense Inspector General. Now, don't get this mixed up. It was with the help of Republicans and Democrats in Congress, Flashbang was able to resettle all of these Afghans across 46 states. But this is really, really bad. And by the way, he continues to seek to resettle tens of thousands of Afghans, and he's done it already this year, and he's going to continue to do more. So they write this letter, and let me read this letter to you. It's pretty interesting. They say, "We write to you with concern over new allegations raised by the Department of Defense whistleblower. This information may show that Flashbang's regime's failure to vet those evacuated from Afghanistan was even worse than the public was led to believe. The following allegations demand an immediate investigation by your office. A patriotic whistleblower paints an even darker picture. According to new allegations, 324 individuals evacuated from Afghanistan were allowed to enter into the United States despite appearing on the Department of Defense's biometrically enabled watch list. Now, the BEWL, commonly known as the watch list, identifies individuals whose biometrics have been collected and determined by analysts to be threats or potential threats to national security, including known suspected terrorists." Now, how do they make this list, folks? They make this list when there is some kind of a military engagement that takes place with terrorists, when there's a crime scene and they begin to collect DNA. Some of the DNA evidence gets put in this watch list, and they are able to actually make determinations as into who are suspected terrorists because of their proximity to the terrorist activity, or sometimes they are able to scan an eyelid or two, or they're able to do something like that where they gather information that positively identifies somebody as being near the scene and potentially a part of it. And so it's interesting how we have allowed, and when I say we, I'm talking about flashbang regimes, has allowed over 400 and counting suspected terrorists into the country to just kind of be free. Now, I say they're doing this because they hate our country. They totally hate our country. And I'm not surprised because, listen, I know that eventually the United States of America is going to become inconsequential in Bible prophecy by virtue of the fact that it's not mentioned. Now, I hope it's not mentioned because we continue to be a great country. There's a spiritual awakening and we all get raptured. That's what I pray for, but it doesn't look like it's going that way. And I think what's even more insane about this whole thing is he forsook our troops in Afghanistan, right? I mean, a lot of mistakes were made, left him with $85 billion worth of technology, and yet still he's bringing people into our country that could potentially destroy it. Now, we all know this. He hates our country. Why? Because he hates God, and the people that work around him hate God. And if they hate God, they're going to rule tyrannically, because God hates tyranny and he loves freedom. And the reality of it is, if you hate God, you are going to love tyranny and hate freedom. And that's exactly what these people are doing. We need to wake up, folks. We're in the last days. Jesus is coming soon, and we cannot allow this stuff to go unnoticed. We must speak out against it. We must fight for righteousness, and we must walk according to how God has called us to, not continuing to fall and literally run into the arms of the woke industrial complex, the military industrial complex, and every other industrial complex that's out there that seeks to destroy our country. Enough is enough. Let's take a stand, folks. And let's remember that Jesus Christ is our Lord. He's our God, and we need to start living like it. God bless you guys.